If you've ever walked outside to find your tomatoes chewed up, your roses covered in aphids, or your vegetable patch under attack overnight, this video is for you. Because there's a group of plants that quietly do the job pests hate. They don't just look pretty, they actually work as living pest control, right in your own backyard. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which 11 perennials to plant, where to put them, and which combinations work best together. And stick around, because number 8 surprises almost everyone, and the last one on this list is the mistake most gardeners make without even realizing it. Let's start with the basics. Most pesticides only treat the symptom. Bugs show up, you spray, they die, and a week later, they're back. It's a cycle that never really ends. But nature already solved this problem a long time ago. Certain plants release scents, oils, and chemical signals that insects simply can't stand. Some confuse pests, some repel them outright, and some attract the predators that eat the pests for you. This is called companion planting, and once you understand how it works, you'll never look at your garden the same way again. Let's get into the list. Number 1. Lavender. You already know lavender smells wonderful, but to moths, fleas, and mosquitoes, that same scent is unbearable. Plant it near doorways, patios, or along garden borders. It keeps pests away, and as a bonus, it attracts bees and butterflies, the good kind of visitors your garden actually needs. Number 2. Marigold. This one is a classic for a reason. Marigolds release a scent that nematodes and aphids avoid completely. Plant them around your vegetable beds, especially near tomatoes, and you'll create a natural barrier pests don't want to cross. Number 3. Chrysanthemum. Here's something most people don't know. Chrysanthemums actually contain a natural compound called pyrethrin. It's the same ingredient used in a lot of store-bought insect sprays, except here, it's already built into the plant. Ants, roaches, and even ticks tend to stay far away from them. Number 4. Catmint. Not just for cats. Catmint repels mosquitoes, and in some studies, it worked even better than the chemical repellents you'd buy at the store. Plant it near seating areas, and you might actually enjoy your porch again this summer without swatting bugs every 5 minutes. Now here's where it gets interesting. Number 5. Rosemary. This one does double duty. It repels cabbage moths and carrot flies, and you can literally cook with it. Plant it near your vegetable garden, and you're protecting your crops while growing something useful for your kitchen at the same time. Number 6. Garlic. Garlic isn't just for the dinner table. Its strong smell confuses and repels aphids, beetles, and even some larger pests like rabbits. Plant it around the edges of your garden beds as a natural fence that pests simply avoid. Number 7. Chives. Chives are quiet workers. Planted near roses, they help repel aphids and even Japanese beetles. They're low maintenance, they come back every year, and honestly, most people already have room for them without even planning ahead. But before we get to the next one, let me ask you something. How many of these have you already tried without even realizing they were doing this job? If you're enjoying this so far, do me a quick favor and hit subscribe. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the month, and every single one helps this channel keep growing. It takes 2 seconds, and it means a lot. Alright, let's keep going. Number 8. Nasturtium. Here's the surprising one. Nasturtiums don't just repel pests, they actually attract them on purpose. They pull aphids away from your other plants like a decoy. Think of it as a sacrifice plant. The bugs go after the nasturtium instead of your tomatoes or peppers. It sounds strange, but it's one of the smartest tricks in companion planting. Number 9. Yarrow. Yarrow doesn't repel pests directly. Instead, it attracts ladybugs and predatory wasps, the insects that eat aphids and other troublemakers for you. It's like hiring a tiny security team for your garden, and you don't have to lift a finger. Number 10. Basil. Basil is famous in the kitchen, but in the garden, it earns its place too. Planted near tomatoes, it helps repel flies and mosquitoes, and some gardeners swear it even improves the flavor of the tomatoes growing next to it. Whether that part is true or not, the pest protection definitely is. We're almost at the end of the list, and this last one is the one people get wrong more than any other. Number 11. Mint. Mint repels ants, aphids, and even mice. Sounds perfect, right? Here's the mistake almost everyone makes. They plant mint directly in the ground and within a season, it takes over the entire garden bed. Mint spreads aggressively through its roots, and once it's established, it's incredibly hard to remove. The fix is simple. Always plant mint in a container, even if you're placing that container in the ground. This keeps the roots contained while you still get all the pest-repelling benefits. A quick note on soil for all 11 of these. Most of them are surprisingly unfussy. You don't need expensive potting mixes or special fertilizer. A basic, well-draining garden soil works fine for almost everything on this list, and in fact, overly rich soil can sometimes backfire, producing lots of leafy growth but weaker scent, which means weaker pest protection. Sometimes a little less really is more, and if you're gardening in containers instead of the ground, that's absolutely fine too. Every single plant on this list can be grown in a pot, as long as it has good drainage holes and enough room for the roots to spread a little. This makes the whole approach even more accessible if you've got a small patio, a balcony, or just a few sunny spots near your front steps instead of a full yard to work with. Now, let's talk about a few common mistakes, because even with plants this easy, people manage to trip themselves up. The first mistake is overcrowding. It's tempting to cram all 11 of these into one small bed, thinking more is better. But these plants need room to breathe, and airflow actually matters for keeping fungal issues away, which can attract even more pests. Give each one enough space to fill out naturally. The second mistake is watering everything the same way. Lavender and rosemary want to dry out between waterings, while mint and basil want consistent moisture. Treat them all the same, and you'll end up with one thriving and another struggling, sometimes right next to each other in the same bed. The third mistake is forgetting where the sun actually falls in your yard throughout the day. Most of these plants want full sun, at least 6 hours a day. If you tuck them into a shady corner just because there's space there, you'll get weak, leggy growth instead of the strong, aromatic plants that actually repel pests. And the fourth mistake, probably the most common one, is impatience. These plants don't work overnight. It takes a full season for their scent, their root systems, and their surrounding ecosystem to really establish. Give it time, and the results build on themselves year after year. Now, a quick tip before we wrap up. These plants work best when you don't just plant one and call it done. Pair a few of them together. Lavender near your patio, marigold and basil near your tomatoes, chives near your roses, and mint safely contained near your kitchen door. That layered approach is what really keeps pests from ever settling in. So let's bring it all together. Lavender, marigold, chrysanthemum, catmint, rosemary, garlic, chives, nasturtium, yarrow, basil, and mint. 11 plants that work quietly all season long without a single spray bottle in sight. The real secret isn't just planting one of these, it's combining a few of them around your garden, creating layers of natural protection that pests want nothing to do with. If this video helped you, tap that subscribe button. We're aiming for 1,000 subscribers by the end of the month, and your support genuinely makes a difference. Drop a comment and let us know which of these 11 plants you're trying first. And if you want more simple, natural ways to protect your garden without chemicals, there's plenty more waiting for you right here on the channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.